Well, guys, after 2 years, I'm finally back in a Tesla. I'm back in my Tesla. I got it back. Just kidding. If you're new here, welcome. My name's Dave, and I like cars. So much that I bought 5 different cars in over 4 years. And on this channel, we talk all things related to my 2022 Audi S4, as well as some other cool cars. Painted this nice red, looks very sharp. All right, let's go. Okay. That wasn't launch control before. Join me on this journey by subscribing, and if you like this video, consider giving it a like. It's free, easy, and just takes one click. Now, onto the video, and I hope you enjoy. Today we're taking a look at a 2023 Tesla Model 3. I'm back in a Tesla, guys. This has been about 2 years since I've been in a Tesla, so I'm very excited to kind of see what it's like coming back to an electric car after 2 years. And after driving 2 different gas cars as well as another electric car being the Mustang Mach-E. So this is a 2023, it's a base model, it gets about 272 miles EPA, Tesla range, whatever. As a Tesla owner, it's BS, these EPA estimates, but as a former Tesla owner, I know that efficiency is key. These Model 3s were very efficient when I owned it. They've made some upgrades since I've owned it. On the interior, not so much in the exterior, a couple features here and there. Tesla doesn't really roll out model years, so the changes are incremental depending on your build. So everything is pretty much similar to my car. These nice seats, pretty well bolstered, not, fake leather, that does feel very nice. Still got the, minimalistic, center screen focused interior. With only 2 buttons, scroll wheels on the side, and you got your horn and your stalks for your windshield wipers, your indicator, as well as your drive, reverse, neutral, etc. Window switches and your door opening button. That's it. Everything is controlled through this screen. So some changes. This is new. I know they brought these in where it used to be just a full soft touch plastic over here, but now it's kind of faux wood grain that extends out from the dash where there's no center gauge cluster. This cool vent covered up by a soft touch plastic that extends the car. You control through the entertainment, which I do not miss at all. Lots of customability with the climate. Heating steering wheel on this. Heated steering seats with 3 levels. No ventilated seats. I believe that's something they're bringing on the newer models. You can schedule your conditioning of your car when you're charging it. You can, so it's either cold in the summer or warm in winter. That's how you adjust the temperature down there as well. There's also a slider, dog mode, camp mode, all those gimmicky features. Control the rear, heated seats in all 3, including the inboard, or the middle seat, which is kind of cool. Yeah, so that's and actually let's just turn that on. Now I don't know how to turn that off. So a couple changes of software I'm not super familiar with, but pretty much exactly the same as I remember. We'll check out the front in a bit, but you got all of your customization in the middle. I like to keep it on the standard settings from what I remember. Hold, you can fully let off the regenerative braking, come to a complete stop. Charging, autopilot, I'm actually going to set this to auto steer. I want to check out that later, see how it's been. I believe they've changed the vision. I'm not going to get into too much Tesla drama, but everything still feels pretty similar. It's a little hot in here. Still get this nice panoramic roof. Speaking of hot, nice fake leather in the middle on the armrest. But yeah, overall, this is the bread and butter of the Tesla, is this center screen. It's very responsive, very snappy. Updates over the air, that's what everyone talks about with Tesla. I still remember this. They have all the apps, so they probably added a couple new ones. Spotify is still in there. Energy gauge. This is always what I thought was most important. It's like your MPG gauge, gives you exactly what you're gonna go on your charge. 67%, gonna get about 162 miles of range. I wonder if that was me when I drove it. I think so. Yeah, that was me when I ripped it onto the highway. Cars are super efficient though. This is like 120 mpg equivalent, but very efficient, almost more than 4 miles per kilowatt. It's very efficient for an electric car. So let's do a walk around. I'm probably rambled on too much, but there's just so much to explore on the screen. You get this awesome navigation system, which if I want to go to, I don't know, Boston, it'll calculate your route, tell you exactly where to stop, for how long. this is excellent. I still think this is the reason to get a Tesla electric car, because the system is foolproof. The Tesla charging network is excellent, and the software integration is parallel, or just like Apple's integration of tech. So, anything else in here? Some new things that I'm not used to. They got rid of the grungy piano black. Get the slide open center console. Ton of storage because you don't have a transmission or drive hump. Overall, quality materials, it still feels great. You know, a very similar materials to what I have on my car. You know, Alcantara on the side over here. It comes down to the soft touch leather. Some harder plastics. This is new. I think these are wireless chargers, but they used to have like a pop-up thing where you'd put your phone behind it. Very stupid. Glad they got rid of it. So yeah, let's take a walk around, because these cars haven't really changed much on the outside. All right, so here it is. Sitting on the 19-inch sport wheels. Never had those on mine. I had the 18-inch Aero wheels. So actually, let's close this up for a second. Thank you to CarMax at King of Prussia for allowing me to test drive this car for 24 hours. If you're in the area, check them out. Got a great selection of cars. Yeah. You know, it was always a decent looking electric car. You got that swooping roof line for efficiency. Has a good stance. Definitely more attractive than the Model Y. 19-inch sport wheels are very nice. They do reduce ride quality. This is something I didn't have on my car. Power closed tailgate. I think this is excellent storage for a sedan. Best in class in my opinion, because the packaging of Tesla cars I think are better than most electric cars. From the bottom up, electric car, so really efficient packaging. Wow, they actually include the previous owner's charger in here, but this will allow you to charge up to 240 volts, so give you a good full charge, probably in about 8 to 10 hours. Check out these back seats. Remember, I'm 5'10". I'm actually not sitting behind my driving position, so let me set that now. Ingress, egress. Ooh, not that great because of that sloping roof line. So I'm actually gonna change this to my seating position, which you can do very easily on the screen because of the driver profiles. So sitting behind myself, plenty of headroom, good amount of knee room, I'd say about 6 inches. 2 USB-Cs, climate control, awesome view of the panoramic roof. These seats were always very plush and comfortable, and they held you well for not being bolstered too much. This plastic on the back, do get some seat back pockets, but this plastic kills it. And you can lower it 60-40 style, get into the rear. There's some handles on this side. You can do it both sides. I slept on one of these. Go check out the whole video from 2021. And yeah, it was pretty comfortable. Got pretty cold at night. Frameless windows. Very sporty looking, but always made the door feel less solid and more tinny. Let's actually hear that. That's interesting. It shuts off, but no noise. It's an electric car. Echo voice. Similar quality materials back here. A little bit cheaper plastic back there, but not going to be sitting back here. But yeah, good amount of room. Not much has changed back here. Do one last walk around before we take it for a drive. We'll be doing a night drive in this car, so check that out after this video comes out. Guys, I'm working on my camera angle, so let me know how this looks. I should check out the front before we do our last walk around. This is obviously one of the other things that's gimmicky about these electric cars. That's something I'm going to talk about, coming back from a gas car to an electric car after owning an electric car. You can fit your charging cables. I fit windshield washer and a couple of other things like dirty boots that I never went hiking with. But yeah, no engine obviously, so And one thing about frunks is that the way the car is packaged, it has such a short hood and you get a lot of visibility over it, but because of that, you're able to fit, sorry, you have a long hood, but it's sloping down. So you're able to fit more up front. But this has a pretty short wheelbase, but it's just packaged so well. Some other manufacturers don't do a good job of balancing out that extra space up front versus not, you know, making it long to include a large trunk or making it short to, to give more room to the rear passengers. So this has regular autopilots that has all the safety systems on the Tesla. You can see the camera on the side there. Always super cool, probably very expensive to repair. But yeah, we'll take one last look at that side to front profile and we'll get out on the road. This black with the sports wheels, my buddy James had one of these in this spec. It was like a 2018. Always thought it was super sharp. Yeah, I know the key isn't there. So yes, 3 modes, or 3 different key options. You can get the key card. I don't know what the other one is, but God, it's so annoying. You can use your phone to connect. I haven't done that here. And you could also get a POV from Tesla for like $200. So yeah, let's get on the road. So I'm not going to compare this to my car or gas cars in general just yet. I'm going to compare it from an objective standpoint. Steering is very direct. It's definitely on the sporty side, but it's very direct. The one pedal driving calibration to bring you to a complete stop is excellent. I drove the Mustang. When I had the Mustang Mach-E, it was good, but nothing compared to the Tesla. You definitely will make the car, or you make your passenger sick if you don't know how to modulate that on throttle, off throttle. In terms of noise into the car, you definitely hear the electric whir of those motors. Technically it's only one, it's in the rear. But very, very quiet on the highway. Definitely some NVH. A lot of road noise because not an engine to drown it out, but also Tesla isn't really known for their extra sound insulation refinement. Actually, I'm gonna take a right. So, electric cars, instant torque, instant pickup. I'll demonstrate that in a bit, but very smooth, very linear power delivery, and these Teslas are calibrated very well. The steering rack is too tight, and that is a Tesla problem regardless. Too much, you know, like look how much the car is already moving just from these little turns. There's no like weight and acceleration in the steering is the best way I'd describe it compared to other cars. You get the some of the Hyundais, you get that blind spot turn signal when you flip it on, so you can see in your blind spot when you're making a left or a right turn. You obviously get your you know, visualization of your car, including some things it might see, staying in the lines and stuff. Always thought that was cool, still think it's cool. Speedometer over here, all your relevant information's on the screen, including your map, as we've discussed. And with handling on an electric car, got the heavy battery underneath, so definitely keeps it solid in the corners. All right, let's give it a little gas.
Hold up. Wait a minute.
And hit the brakes. Yeah, instant torque, instant acceleration, no transmission turbocharger to spool up. Hello, Maserati. It's not as quick as my car. I think 0 to 60 is about 5.8 seconds. My car being the old Tesla that I had, long range with the dual motor setup, got to 60. Pretty much the same speed as my car, but I do miss that instant acceleration for its utility, just to, you know, get up and go. And, you know, it was just so easy to go fast, but it wasn't fun. It wasn't characteristic. But let's not talk about gas cars now. We're talking about this Tesla. So handling, you can definitely feel the power being directed to the rear wheels only. I don't know if you can do like some oversteer drifts on these. I'm not going to try that. I don't even know if you can turn off traction control. Now we're going to get into the gas comparison. These cars are so fun. Any electric car is so fun when you're coming from a gas car for the first time. When you're experiencing just all the manufacturers trying to put more new, interesting tech, but also just the change in driving habits, learning to charge your car, instant acceleration, torque, low center of gravity handling. It's all great, but it just lacks character, and that is something that drove me part of the way from electric cars in general. Just no character, and not much engagement beyond just mashing the throttle and going fast. You know, manufacturers might be putting fake sounds in the car and weird design cues. But yeah, there's just, you know, it's cool. The acceleration's great, but that's really it. And that's the gimmick. The gimmick wears off. To a lot of people, it's great. The fuel savings, the simplicity, the new advanced technology is what got me into the car in the first place. I was bored during the pandemic, and I was so interested in just this cutting edge technology, this futuristic car. My girlfriend walked up to the car and said, "Wow, that interior looks so futuristic." And she didn't like it because the gimmick wears off. For her, pretty quickly. For me, it took a couple of years. So now I'm going to get into my comparisons to the Audi and just gas cars in general. They are going away. Regulations have demanded that, you know, gas cars begin to phase out, hybridize and stuff. And for me, the reason I got rid of the Tesla is the gimmick wore off. The gimmick wore off, you know, and I just felt pretentious in these cars. Not because of the money, not because of Elon Musk, but just because it was just, it felt shouty. Yes, there are a lot on the road these days, but it still felt shouty, like I'm in an electric car. It opens up so many different directions of what people are gonna think of you, what stereotypes people are gonna put on you. And that's why I moved away from it. But also the ride is very rough. They've improved it, it seems, with the refinement, but they just can't beat that balance that OEMs have learned to develop their suspension tuning years and years and years, but also not having to deal with physics. A large, heavy battery pack making these cars very rigid, very heavy. You can feel the heft, that's for sure. We're actually gonna go right. You can definitely feel the heft over the bumps. It feels like one solid piece rather than, you know, a car on suspension with a connection to the road and stuff. Yeah, and it's after the repeated bumps, like after one after another on the road, you can feel that weight. You can feel that stiffer suspension. It makes for a fun ride, no doubt. It handles very well for the weight of this car. It's like 4,000 plus pounds. It's as much as a F-150, I think. At least the dual motor variant. But just after a while, it started to wear off and stuff. So looking back on it, am I going to get back into a Tesla? Absolutely not. Am I going to get back into an electric car? No. Regulations have demanded that these are going to be the next level cars, and I'm enjoying the gas car that I never got to experience. We've discussed that, or I've discussed that many times before. You know, I'm trying to get into V8s, I'm trying to get into a manual before they go away, and this is what we're left with. When that time comes, I will be very excited. I will be very excited to drive either a plug-in hybrid or electric car, because I really did enjoy ownership experience, but it just wore off. I'm gonna hit this engine ramp. I'm like looking to paddle shift down, and there is no paddles because it's one transmission speed. Slow down here, get on the highway, and bam! Woohoo! I still enjoy that though. It's still a ton of fun. Even on this less underpowered model, it is still puts a smile on my face. The first couple times. Let's check out this autopilot before I wrap up this review. This system is still awesome, but it's not like it's any better than anything else. I've heard that when they switched to vision, they've had some issues. They used to have a radar sensor. My car had a radar sensor, but I like this display. This is very nice. I know I'm in the lanes. It's very confident around turns. You can adjust your speed with the scroll dial, your following distance with the push of this button to the side. Yeah, no, it's a great system. I will never give up an adaptive cruise control lane keeping system ever in any car. Take this curve like it's nothing. Take your hands off the wheel for so long and it'll hold on for so long, and all you have to do is just tap it, give it a little torque, and it'll keep going. Excellent system. Volvo Pilot Assist, just as good as this system. Audi's not as great, but still good. Got the job done. On the highway, you can hear some wind noise. You can hear it all through the car. And I think it's because there's no engine block up front to drown out some of the wheel well noise. Woo! But also just because I don't think Tesla's...
Take the exit on the right toward track.
Can I shut that off? They never really refined out the... there we go. They never really refined out the NVH in their cars. But also, this is a greenhouse. Absolutely a greenhouse. And you know, the material choice in here is very boring. Definitely never felt like you were paying for the luxury of this car, but you're paying for that powertrain. This powertrain is still incredible. The battery, motor, combination of Tesla is still the best. You can see great range, great power, great tuning of the software. But like this stuff up here, this material up here is garbage. It's like plasticky. And I remember that too. Getting into the Volvo and the Audi, I'm like, oh, okay, that's much better. Even the Mustang Mach-E. I'm gonna rip it onto this entrance ramp. Easy acceleration, easy speed. This isn't even the performance model. Always easy and accessible. Fun, I guess, is the way to put it. So with that being said, it's good to be back in a Tesla, but it's also good to not be in a Tesla or an electric car. And that's not a dig at Tesla. I was a fanboy. I drank the Kool-Aid. There are very much a lot of pros and very much a lot of cons of this car. The technology, the powertrain, exquisito. The range, the charging, perfect. The car, it was an appliance. It's nothing special about this car. If you took this powertrain, put it in any car, and adapted that car to work with that powertrain, it would be 10 times better. And that's just my opinion as a previous owner. So no guys, I'm not back in a Tesla. So with that being said, hope everyone enjoyed the video. Please give it a like and consider subscribing. Greatly appreciate it. Let me know your thoughts. What do you think about me trying out an electric car after owning one, then going to gas, and then back into one? It's definitely a strange experience. And now I've taken 5 minutes to get used to technology and then driving. It's like muscle memory, I guess. But it's definitely gimmicky, but it's also pretty standard. There's nothing real to it. You put your foot down on the gas, you put your foot down on the brake, and you steer the car. One last acceleration. Even from 60, go. Nice. Alright guys, to the next one.